To go means you can experience quality anywhere. Call in and pick it up on your way home without leaving your car. No cooking, no cleaning, just dinner. Harvey's, a difference you can taste.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Stop the polls. Yeah, that's right. We have officially entered our 10 o'clock hour, and that means our game of the week has been decided. That's one of the things we'll be tracking here in the Room to Room Weather Center. Hey, welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. Like I said, that's just one of the many headlines we have this evening. Just an action-packed night. And who knew? All of this could come from a clear, dry, and cool day. So let's go ahead and get into those headlines. First one being that cool start for our Wednesday once again. Have those long sleeves on standby. I have a special sweatshirt that I just leave right by the door at this point for anything I need to get done outside. And then I can, not need it as I enter inside. And of course, we're trying to all head to bed. It's 10 o'clock. I understand that. Stick with us just a couple of minutes. And you and the monitor will be glad you did. Trust me. Our next headline, where is our game of the week? We'll track that here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get through the here and now for the time being. But our golden headline is, of course, something we've been talking about all week long. We do have the latest on Saturday's severe weather threat, or should I say potential severe weather threat, because there is still a ton of questions before we get into the event. So lots of questions that we'll hopefully have some answers to here at the 10 o'clock hour. Like I said, let's focus on the here and now for the time being. And as you can see in the first 12, 61 degrees there by 11, 58 by 2, and we're cooling off into the mid-50s for the start of our Wednesday. Halfway through the week, guys, we are making it. We are excited about it, especially when conditions are looking how they are. So just excited to get into that forecast and excited to get into the end of the week as we do have that beautiful weather in store. But what else happens at the end of the week? Our game of the week. And here are the final tallies. As you can see at the top of your screen, let me zoom in just a little bit so you can get a better view on this. Oh, let me make sure notifications. There we go. So here are the latest numbers. You can see Itawamba versus Houston, 44%. That is where we're headed this Friday night. Hilltopper Nation, I have been listening to you guys on the radio every Friday. I know it's not been the best season, but I am excited to finally get out there and get to see those games in person. Seems like you guys are getting on quite a run over the past couple of weeks, or at least starting to get it together. And so we're excited to be there to witness it. And a bit of a powerhouse coming into town with Itawamba High School. So we'll see what happens. Hey, miracles do happen, but just excited to be out there. But that is officially our game of the week this week. We do have other games that came close. Myrtle versus Water Valley. There had to be another opportunity for you guys, because I know a lot of folks in the comments excited about it, but we need those votes to come in for you guys to prevail. And of course, Alcorn Central versus Moorville gave up a fight as well, 23%. I was very disappointed with my Saltillo people. 8%, guys. What are we doing? So hometown, and we need to get out there at some point, but we need more votes to make that happen. So bringing it back here to our show, as you can see, a beautiful forecast leading into our game of the week. But yes, Houston, excited to get down there in Chickasaw County. It's been a little bit, but let's go ahead and take a look outside as what has been a beautiful evening, best told by the North Mississippi Storm Chaser cameras. Tupelo, 61 degrees and dew point 54. I know skies are clear right now, but we had quite a spectacle last night that I think you guys might want to see coming up here in just a few moments. That was my fourth headline. If I had a fourth headline, I would have included it, but like I said, a ton to talk about. Let's keep it going with our sky cams, and as you can see, Tupelo, 61 degrees, but same thing out there towards Greenwood, 66 degrees, so a little bit warmer, but dew point still around 55, so it is dry as can be. So temperatures don't really matter at this point. It could be 61, it could be 66, it could be 67, but honestly, with the dry weather, it's going to make it feel fantastic all around the region. 62 degrees, dew point 53 there in West Point. Folks still on the road, traveling up 45, hopefully getting to their house where it's a little bit warmer, because I know conditions are just cooling off. And by the time we stay too late into the night, we'll be talking about the 50s. So go ahead and get home, get that rest, and get out for a beautiful Wednesday morning. Mississippi Live Weather Radar has dry conditions across the region. Have I mentioned it before? I'm going to feel like I've been saying dry a lot at this point. So yeah, that's what it is. Dry, it's clear. Rainfall totals over the past 24 hours, absolutely nothing. I love using this device right here to kind of highlight a few of those totals, and I can just click anywhere I want to. And it's just zero after zero after zero. And I can put this over the past 5 days. still would be 0. So expanding things out and kind of looking at what we've seen across the southeast, you can see a few of those totals out there towards Texas and New Mexico, 1.5 inches, just a half of an inch towards El Paso, 1/4 of an inch. They're not complaining. They need rainfall too, but we do as well. And so we would take any of that rainfall out west. If you guys want to share that with us, wouldn't complain one bit. So unfortunately not our forecast for the time being, but maybe, just maybe, there could be some relief heading into this weekend. Surface analysis, of course, lots to track right now, but the big one we're paying attention to is out there towards San Francisco. Of course, just a low pressure center that's giving some snow as well and some wintry mix here in fall, so-called a folly mix. That's what we're calling it. But anyway, as that continues to progress eastward, that's going to allow some more systems to develop on the south side of that system. And of course, that's going to be our big weather maker moving into Saturday. So Futurecast, not exactly going to be an impactful storm right now or anytime soon. Those remain out west and high pressure remains right over the top of us, cycling in that northern air, keeping it dry, keeping it cool, keeping it comfortable. So Wednesday morning heading out the door and still going to be those dry conditions. As we bring it back in here to North Mississippi, you can kind of see those northerly winds, a big driver in that forecast. By mid to late morning, those winds shifting just a bit to more of an easterly component. I would say northeasterly really, but not directly from the north. So that's kind of making way for some warmer temperatures towards the afternoon and maybe supplying some moisture back into the region heading into the latter part of our week. We're still a ways away from that, but anything is better than what we've been having if you want some of that rainfall in the forecast. So the next 24, no rain at all, not even a cloud in sight. So that moisture not exactly going to be returning for our Wednesday. We're talking in the beyond, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as that frontal system starts to progress on through. 55 by 6, 62 by 9, and 78 towards lunchtime. 84 degrees is where we top out tomorrow afternoon. So it is going to be another toasty forecast for your Wednesday, but that's halfway through the week and we are almost we can say almost to the weekend at that point. Once we get done with our Wednesday, we're kind of on that home stretch. So by 3 p.m. with the great conditions we'll be seeing, I mean, yeah, we can call it a home stretch at that point. But coming up in the next 60, we'll be facing, I guess, our home stretch here in Mississippi Live Weather, kind of a home stretch. We still have a lot to go over. One of those being a spectacle in the sky that a lot of folks were asking questions about yesterday evening. We got a video from one of our weather watchers out in the field, so we'll be happy to showcase that here in just a moment. We also got a picture from up in Boonville, so lots to see. We also have the land down under. Chief Meteorologist Matt Lavon there in Australia. He has the latest update for us on his experience down there. Keep in mind, he's basically an entire day ahead, so it's Wednesday there right now, so he could tell us the forecast from the future. Hey, maybe that's why he's such a good meteorologist, right? He can see into the future at this point. Anyway, lots to discuss here in the Room to Room Weather Center for Mississippi Live Weather at 10. We'll see you back here in the next 60.
Hi, my name is Rosie. Regional Rehab Center helps kids like me by offering speech therapy, occupational therapy, and dyslexia therapy. Your support helps so many of us get what we need to grow and succeed. Please help the Rehab Center.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynard.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. A beautiful night heading into our Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning. I mean, it's going to be clear as can be. For the most part, because if you looked into the sky at some point this evening, this was up in Prentiss County around the Boonville area. Grady, a good friend of mine, a weather watcher up there in Prentiss County, submitting this photo. And it looks to be, as he said, a comet. Could have been a meteor. To be honest, having the title of meteorologist, it makes you think, oh, he's familiar with space. I need to get up on my space lingo and what exactly takes place, because to be honest with you, I think this is more of a possible meteor there up in the sky, getting a photo of that. But that was a great shot there in Boonville. And why we believe it could be a meteor? Well, we had a video submitted to us yesterday evening from the Saltillo area showing what looked like a meteor up in the sky. Take a look at this video real quick. us late last night around 2:11 a.m. No, it's not a bird. No, it's not a plane. You'll see it at the top left of your screen in just a few seconds. This was on their home video. Sky lights up, and there you see moving across the screen right there, that looked to be a haha. Welcome back, everybody. Gotta love technology. Shout out my wife right now for alerting me that there has not been audio. So we're gonna back it up just a bit because I think you guys heard me up until that meteor. So yeah, we're gonna take it back here, apologize for that, and we're gonna reroute this show here real quick. So as we take a look outside there in Clarksdale, as we saw the meteor in the sky last night, not exactly expecting a meteor tonight, but nevertheless, it's a possibility, especially since we saw it last night. But 67 degrees right now in Clarksdale. It's a beautiful sight across the region, and I mean, I was kind of waiting on a meteor to happen. Didn't happen, unfortunately. Not that lucky. Winona, 64 degrees, dew point 55, so it is going to be those dry conditions once again. So across the region, it's going to be comfortable, it's going to be clear, it's going to be cool. So take advantage of it. It's a beautiful forecast. As we get a look there in Starkville, I know our meteorologist Caleb Edelblut was down in Starkville yesterday playing some intramural football, and he caught the dub. Shout out him. He didn't catch a touchdown, but he prevented one, which they equal each other. We'll count it. Caleb, I'll give you the credit you deserve. Hey, you caught a win at the end of the day. And Bulldogs, it's been hard to come by a win here recently. But 66 degrees right now, a little bit of a cooler commute for any of those cookout runs late at night. Probably not getting a milkshake because of those cool conditions, but hey, you do you. Just make sure to grab the long sleeves as you're heading out the door. So Starkville, of course, going to be those clear conditions, but all across the region, Mississippi Live Weather Radar detecting those clear and dry conditions no matter where you're at. Those clear conditions actually make way for a cooler start to our day, allowing those temperatures to drop and that heat to escape. So midnight, 60 degrees, and then into your morning commute, 55 degrees. So a cooler start to the day. And as we continue into our futurecast, of course, showcasing those clear and dry conditions no matter where you're at. That's all across North Mississippi. So this is 2 a.m. on your Wednesday and really going into your 6 a.m. commute. I mean, it's looking like the exact same thing. Copy and paste that forecast. As one of our commenters said, rinse and repeat, because we are repeating constantly this same forecast. So your Wednesday morning, of course, going to be calm, but pretty cool. I would say that we are right outside the realm of chilly conditions, 52 degrees. I would say if there's a 40 in front of it, then you're talking about cool or chilly conditions, but we're not fully to that point just yet. 52 Corinth, 52 Red Bay, and 54 there towards Columbus. Out west, 56 Cleveland and Clarksdale, and 57 down around Greenville. So if we keep that forecast going into our school day, of course, a cooler start to the day. Long sleeves, they'll be essential. Sweatshirt, really the ideal fit for our Wednesday. But as we get into the afternoon, why I said sweatshirt is because you won't need it by the afternoon. You can take that off, have a t-shirt underneath, and you'll be good to go. As you get into your Wednesday commute, though, you can see those dry conditions persisting, and as the forecast goes on, again, it's just going to be that dry, high-pressure centered weather that's going to drive in a lot of that northerly continental air mass that is just drier, cooler, and calmer overall. So by lunchtime, take those lunch plans outside. It's going to be a great forecast for it, and especially as students are getting back from fall break for a few locations. I know Tupelo is still on fall break, but still on Boonville time frame, and Boonville just got back from fall break, and teachers, if you're bold, take your students outside to enjoy some lunch outside. If possible, it depends on where you're at, but it will be a good forecast up in the sky for it if you can just corral those kids just a bit. I mean, they're still in fall break mentality, right? So Wednesday afternoon, still going to be those beautiful conditions. So any afternoon plans before those midweek church services will be good to go. And as we get into those services, you can see temperature-wise going to be dropping just a bit, but peak heating that afternoon going to be well above average. 85 Bruce, 86 Grenada, and 85 down around Cleveland and Clarksdale. So as we get into our Wednesday evening, those church services looking good to go, and even into those hours beyond. If you want to make a late night run to grab a snack or something after church, still going to be good to go. I mean, the futurecast doesn't even look like it's changing at this point because of how dry things are. So no complaints about that, but it's just really not necessary to show at this point because there's not really anything to see. The only thing that we can take from this is as we get more into our Thursday, those winds starting to get a little bit more of an easterly component to them. So Thursday morning, not going to be directly out of the north. It's going to be kind of out of the east at that point. And that's not really a big deal to our forecast. It's as they start to transition more from the south that could bring a little bit of that moisture here to North Mississippi and set the scene to maybe a more active pattern for our Saturday. Now, as we get into our Thursday evening, one of our short-range model runs, our HRRR model, does have some cloud cover transitioning into Arkansas. Gabe, or you're probably asking, Gabe, why does this matter? Well, cloud cover requires moisture to be there. And with moisture in the forecast, that's going to be a big driver in just how strong things get for our Saturday. If that moisture element gets back into the forecast, well, then we're talking about the potential for inclement weather climbing just a bit. But if that moisture never fully recovers, then you have an extreme uphill battle with that dry air mass just dominating the region still. Without moisture, those severe storms can't form. Storms can't form, really. So it still takes those that moist condition to move back into the forecast. High temperatures, mid to upper 80s for our Thursday. So temperature-wise, we're still pretty unstable. I mean, we're talking about well above average for this time of year. But yes, moisture going to be the big driver for our Saturday severe weather threat. And this is going to be something that will change as we head over the next several days. So that's why you guys need to tune in morning and night for the latest on that weather forecast as our risk area gets a little bit more fine-tuned and our forecasts come in with some of our short-range models here over the next 48 hours, we'll get some of those models in return, and that'll really help us drive this forecast home just a bit and get a better idea on how things will happen going forward. If we look at the grand scheme of things, you can see that the bullseye is definitely over there towards Little Rock, Arkansas. Over here in North Mississippi, it's primarily the northwest side of our viewing area that's experiencing it. Everywhere else, it's just going to be this cold front progressing through the region and giving the potential for some strong storms. Wind gusts being the primary threat within that. So we'll have a better look at this coming up tomorrow evening with the latest model runs. But honestly, guys, let's just enjoy the next couple of days of those dry, calm, and clear conditions. Get outside Wednesday, get outside Thursday, go to the games Friday night. We will be in Houston if you missed the top of the broadcast with the Hilltoppers taking on Itawamba Agricultural High School. Just a great time out there with them to enjoy some great football. It's going to be Houston's upset-minded, so we're going to talk more details about that with Cole Myers Corner heading into our Friday. So lots of things to look forward to this week, but the big one is going to be looking at Saturday. Not exactly looking forward to it, but staying aware of it for the potential of that strong storm. But where it's not exactly storming is down in the land down under. Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon gives us his latest update on his adventure down there to the wonders of Australia. Matt, what exactly are you seeing down there?
Well, hello there. I'm coming to you from Gap Park here near Sydney, Australia. We're still in the Sydney area on a very exclusive section of town with the very, very expensive houses. But the thing that this park's kind of known for, where we're at here, is just we are up on some very, very high rock bluffs. You can see here, maybe you can see across the bay there to what it might look like if we could see directly down. Anyway, enjoying again this tour of the Sydney area. We do anticipate again a little later on today we're going to go see Bondi Beach. We're also going to go and check out the Sydney Opera House, go inside of that historic venue. And so just kind of enjoying another beautiful day here in Sydney, Australia. And again, appreciate the good folks there at MLM for sponsoring our Wonders of Australia tour as we go all around the continent down under. But from Sydney, Australia in Gap Park, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhon from Mississippi Live Weather.
Well, that was Matt over there in Australia enjoying his time out there in Sydney. And he did submit, I think, our furthest weather watcher picture we've ever had. Matt submitting this selfie there in Australia. So if you can beat his distance, I have no idea the mileage on this, but it's thousands of miles. If you can top that, go ahead and submit your weather watcher photos. We just love getting to see it. Love getting to see him having a good time. I mean, look at that smile. You can't complain about that. Can't complain about the forecast. Can't complain about anything. All smiles here at Mississippi Live Weather. So make sure to keep it here for the very latest and hear about the wonders of Australia. A big thank you to MLM for partnering with us on this adventure. And shout out Matt for just being a trooper and giving us all the sights and sounds that he's seeing. So one of the best ways that you can, of course, stay informed is with the Mississippi Live Weather app, readily available on the App Store today. And of course, you can go ahead and download that, keep it on your device, have that first layer of protection, because right now it's calm, it's quiet. You don't exactly need it. This weekend, you most definitely will. To keep the latest updates on what to expect in that forecast, we'll walk you through every step of the way and keep you guys as safe as possible. So have that first layer, and of course, have multiple layers with weather call and things of that nature. Again, we'll talk more details about that coming over the next few days, but we have a little bit of preparation before that severe weather threat is here. So one of the best ways to stay informed is, of course, downloading the app, but our next is tuning into the live shows, 5, 6, and 10 on your evenings, and our next broadcast actually happening for your Wednesday morning at 6:30, 7, and 7:30. What to expect for the day ahead and what to expect for this weekend? That's the golden question. Our meteorologist Maggie McCauley will have the latest details on that forecast, and we'll be back here Wednesday evening with the latest on what you can expect for that weekend ahead with latest model runs and everything you need to know. Honestly, have a great night, and we will see you bright and early for your Wednesday morning.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lobhon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lobhon has proven himself trustworthy